Then you see a pack of Hell's Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars. Because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined a street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back. Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you. I said, well, go talk to them. Find out what they want. And they came back. They go, they want to talk to you.
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out back.
Got put out in 2006. Back in 2007, wound up going into Chattin. 2011. Came out of there, I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about the situation with the war dogs. They were all just in court, and we got some breaking news in this situation. And we're going to talk about a bunch of other things that have to do with this situation. It's pretty crazy, the information that they put out there. We're going to talk about it today. We got a bunch of other cases to talk about. Some people have been found guilty, have been sentenced to prison. But if you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's, brother's, sister's friend about Chatting with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. Let me give some shout outs before we get started. Petty, how you doing? New member. Thank you for getting a membership. You will not be disappointed. Good morning, Lindsay. How you doing? Make sure you guys check out Patreon. There's a lot of exclusive content on Patreon. We bring you guys content that it rivals everybody's content. Rah, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. Mile High Magic's in the house. Shout out to Mile High Magic. Jimmy Mack, what's good? Thank you for joining me today. Remember, if you guys want hoodies, t-shirts, just hit me up on Facebook or email me at billstax2021@gmail.com, and I will get you the t-shirts or the hoodies. We got a new batch coming in. So first, we're going to talk about this guy. Who the fuck is this guy? Well, I'm about to tell you. So Mexican teen charged with murder, smuggling after pursuit that left 2 dead. Huh? A teen has been charged in connection with multiple vehicle pursuits and a fatal crash in Laredo. Faces several felony counts, according to the Texas Department of Public Safety. Saul Garcia Rodriguez, 17, a Mexican national, was charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of smuggling of a person and causing death. What? This is according to the DPS. Garcia Rodriguez was also charged with 3 counts of smuggling of a person causing serious bodily injury, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, reckless driving, escape from custody, and evading arrest. The charges stem from an early morning vehicle pursuit tied to a suspected human smuggling that ended in a crash, killing 2 migrants from Honduras and Mexico. Rodriguez later escaped custody and was involved in additional pursuits across the city. An officer-involved incident later occurred near Peg Energy Stadium, where a Laredo police officer discharged his weapon, the Laredo Police Department said. The officer was not injured, and Rodriguez was not struck by gunfire, according to police. That's crazy, but he was still charged. DPS did not release additional details about the case. Rodriguez custody status as of Friday afternoon. He was still locked up. And he's probably going to be getting sent back to Mexico. My question is, if someone commits a heinous crime, right? Say they commit a murder or something like that, do they serve their time and then get sent back? Like, how does that work? Do they just send them back, say, oh, you killed someone, we're just going to send you back? Is that how that works? It's pretty wild. So everyone's talking about this woman, right? This woman in Minneapolis. Everyone's in an uproar. But it's pretty ironic. And I'm going to show you what's ironic. Everybody's up in arms about this innocent woman who was harassing ICE. And listen, I don't like police officers. I am not on the side of law enforcement by no means, but you don't go out and antagonize them. I stay far away from police officers. I'm just going to leave this here. This is that innocent woman when Charlie Kirk died. So everyone's fighting about this and that. I mean, it's just crazy. People need to get away from all the bull that's out there and just, like, can't you see that this is what they want? They want people fighting each other. Bella, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. Will, what's going on? Ken, what's good? She wasn't harassing nobody? Yeah, all right. Okay. Okay, Karen. She wasn't harassing nobody, right? Yeah? Yeah. Sure thing. I'm just going to leave this here. Innocent victim, right? With CPS cases for burning her kids with cigarettes? Yeah. Okay. She wasn't an innocent victim. By no means. So, she's a fucking lunatic. That's what she was. You goddamn right, Kel. But anyway, this isn't a political channel, and I don't get into the politics. But she's definitely wrong. She got herself killed. That's all I got to say about that. But anyway, we're here to talk about a bunch of different things. So it says here, biker gang members get 6 years in prison for assault case. This is in Bakersfield, California. A member of the Sons of Hell motorcycle club, in which takes orders from the Hells Angels, was sentenced Thursday to 6 years in prison on 2 felony assault cases, prosecutors said. Joshua Valgon, 38, pleaded no contest to charges filed in both. In one, Valgon, in the entire Bakersfield chapter of the Hells Angels, were arrested in June of 2024 and charged with robbery, assault with a gun, false imprisonment of an elder. So this must be like, I don't know, maybe they held an old man fucking hostage or something. I don't know. False imprisonment of an elder or dependent adult and gang participation. Ricardo Alvarez, Armando Villamar, Jose Santos, Joseph Santo Jr., Joshua Zavula, John Seeger, and Valen allegedly were involved in the assault case of a man at the site of the former clubhouse. Members visited the clubhouse 5 times from March 1st to April 11th, authorities said. On the first visit, members of the gang punched the man living at the property and held a .357 caliber handgun to his head, according to documents. On the final visit, one of the gang members, angry upon finding a signed Willie Nelson guitar he believed the man had hidden, punched him in the right eye, blinding him, at least temporarily, according to court documents. All these other people, Alvarez, Villanar, Sotos, and Zavala, are past members of the Hells Angels. And the other guy, I think his name is Valgo or some shit. And Seeger belonged to the Sons of Hell, which is it's a puppet club for the Hells Angels. The remaining defendants have a hearing scheduled for February 25th. And I'll bring you guys more information on that case when it becomes available. So, Eddie, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. So, the big case we're talking about today is the War Dogs Motorcycle Club. And it appears that Kenneth, the guy that was killed down there in the bottom, right? He is the guy that was killed on his bike. He was riding on his bike on a Sunday afternoon. We thought this guy was an innocent victim. Well, listen, he honestly was an innocent victim. He was shot in the back by some people that had nothing to do with this other case, but they're looking for a connection. This is Kenneth from the War Dogs. He ended up getting killed, but all of this allegedly started. Now, this is from them, not me. At the 40s Bar and Grill. And then we got the two bartenders. The one on the right, I believe, is the owner. And one of them testified at court, believe it or not. So new information is coming out about this whole situation that I wasn't aware of. I mean, we all seen the little clips, right, of them in the parking lot. We've seen this clip. Now, they're trying to pin the man with the weapon in the parking lot on the alleged pagan that was there. But this guy's a war dog. So I don't get it. I don't get it. They said that there was a man in the bar, right? And that Kenneth went in the bar and started fighting with the man in the bar. And the man in the bar tried to pull out a gun, and they took the gun from him, and 10 other people joined Kenneth in beating the man in the bar. So allegedly, another member of the Pagans, this is all alleged, pulled up to the bar, got out of the car, and he was faced with a crowd of people outside. And he had a bat on him and an axe handle. And they allegedly, the War Dogs allegedly chased him back to his vehicle where he tried to get a gun, and they stripped the gun from him, they said, and allegedly assaulted the guy. And then they said in the article that he got the gun and then shot in the air. But this is one of the War Dogs members that was shooting a gun in the parking lot. So I don't know. Their story is contradicting. You know what I mean? So let's take a look at this case. So these are all the people, some of the people, not all of them. He was murdered. These other guys were arrested in the situation. Now, massive Washington County bar brawl between rival biker gangs, investigators say. Now, this is a new article. 10 defendants in massive bar fight between bike clubs last summer in Washington County appeared in court on Friday for their preliminary hearing. Law enforcement said members of the War Dogs and the Pagans fought at the 40 Bar and Grill with clubs, knives, gunshots fired into the air into the parking lot. Testimony on Friday began with the bartender Julia Quator. I think that was this one on the left, I believe. I'm not 100%. Who was working at the North Franklin Township bar that night of the attack. Quator told the court how dozens of members of the War Dogs Motorcycle Club walked into the bar shortly after midnight on August 17th, 2025. She testified that not long after they arrived, the War Dogs member Kenneth Heyman, that's this guy, allegedly began attacking Jordan Henderson, a member of the Pagans Motorcycle Club who's already at the bar. Some 10 other members of the War Dogs Motorcycle Clubs allegedly joined in the beating. The woman says Henderson's face was swollen, bloody, and unrecognizable after the fight. Investigators say Corey Palmer, also a member of the Pagans, arrived to help with a bat and an axe handle. He was attacked by the War Dogs members and then allegedly went back to his vehicle and grabbed a gun and fired a shot in the air before fleeing the scene. But these pictures contradict what these guys are saying. Because that guy right there with the weapon in his hand is not a Pagan member. So they got it wrong somewhere. So investigators said that the victims were men in the wrong place at the wrong time. One of the 10 defendants charged was Benjamin Bowman. His attorney stated, now this attorney has a good insight. We're going to listen to what he says. The attorney stated that this was no more than a nasty bar fight. This case is frustrating relative to my client because it was overblown. He tried to make it out to be a little more juicy than it was. My client was present at the bar where the fight occurred. They tried to attribute the fight to an outlaw motorcycle gang, and that's not what this was, the defense attorney said. In October 2025, Heyman, who allegedly began the assault on Henderson at the 40 Bar and Grill, was shot to death in White Oak by 3 alleged members of the Pagans Motorcycle Club. They were arrested and charged with Henderson's alleged homicide. Investigators aren't saying if there's a connection between Henderson's death and the brawl at the bar. Except for some counts of violating the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, all counts against 10 of the suspects held over trial. A trial date was not immediately known. There's a couple other articles with a lot more information. Let me see if I can get this video for you guys. I got the video. So we're going to take a look at this video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, share this video. TRC, what's going on? Scrap Iron's in the building. Thank you guys for joining me today. Eddie, what's good? All right, let's take a look at this video. Oh, this is another one. Oh, no. This is the same one. Never mind.
8 men who are believed to be associated with the War Dogs motorcycle gang in Washington County appeared in court on Friday as 20 sheriff's deputies watched over the nearly 7-hour-long hearing. All 8 of them had charges that were held for trial.
It was a roller coaster, to be honest with you.
Testimony from employees and the 40 Bar and Grill's owner, Cheyenne Dennison, described how Jordan Henderson, a member of the Pagan motorcycle group, walked into the bar while several members of the War Dogs were already there.
One of the individuals said a racial slur to another individual,
You
and a
see?
fight ensued.
The district attorney believes
You see, that's not how it was portrayed when we first heard this case. We heard that a member was just sitting at the bar. There was no War Dogs there, they said. And then they all just piled into the bar and started attacking this man. That's what they said on the first breaking news. So I don't know. I don't know where the disconnect is coming in, because they're starting to get some of the details not right. Or maybe they're just lying. Who knows?
8 men who are believed to be associated with the War Dogs motorcycle gang in Washington County appeared in court on Friday as 20 sheriff's deputies watched over the nearly 7-hour-long hearing. All 8 of them had charges that were held for trial.
It was a roller coaster, to be honest with you.
Testimony from employees and the 40 Bar and Grill's owner, Cheyenne Dennison, described how Jordan Henderson, a member of the Pagan motorcycle group, walked into the bar while several members of the War Dogs were already there.
One of the individuals said a racial slur to another individual, and a fight ensued.
The district attorney believes Ken Heyman started the fight on the...
All right, why would they say a racial slur? I mean, these are all white guys, right? Every single one of these War Dogs are white guys. Pretty sure the other guys are white too. I'm not sure though. Not 100%. So
War Dogs side. Surveillance video presented at the hearing shows multiple men joining in after that. Henderson was allegedly hit with different objects, including baseball bats, as was a fellow member of the Pagan group, Corey Palmer.
I can't believe they're naming the other people in this. But something's not adding up here, because there's small details that are changing now. They're saying that these guys were already there. But I hear that this bar was not a War Dogs bar. These guys wouldn't be in that bar. So I don't know. Something ain't adding up here. And I don't know. Something's fishy. Something's very fishy. The girl on the right does not look innocent, right?
The video was a guy getting pummeled by a lot of men.
The DA also believes Heyman was killed by the Pagans in retaliation in White Oak in October. As far as the incident in August, some attorneys say their clients were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
My client was present at a bar where a fight occurred. They tried to attribute that fight to an outlaw motorcycle gang. That's not what this was.
All corrupt organization charges were dismissed on Friday.
I think the judge here today saw that it was clearly just a fight between 2 individuals that coincidentally happened to be part of motorcycle groups.
But all 8 men had charges that were held for trial.
All the defendants were bound over. They were bound over for the aggravated assaults and the felony riots, and we're happy with that. We're sending a message: we're not going to put up with this type of behavior and these types of crimes. We will prosecute them.
There are many more details through the affidavit of probable cause and witness testimony. All the details will be found at WTAE.com. Covering Washington County, in Washington, Ed Diorio, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Yeah, we're going to get those details for you guys too. And we're going to bring you guys all of the details. We're going to bring you guys all of the information that we can on this situation. They said they have everything at their website, so I'm definitely going to get that for you guys. But I think the main charges, I'm not sure exactly what charges were dropped. Or they said the racketeering, the RICO charges were dropped, right? But they still have rioting and some other charges, so they're screwed. I mean, I wouldn't want to go to court with rioting charges. Jay, what's going on? I know, it's just a lot of men having a misunderstanding, right? Listen, they always try to paint the narrative like there's these big biker gang wars. Big gang war. Or was it just a bar fight? I mean, it could have been just a bar fight with a couple people joining in, right? And then they said something about hand gestures, right? They said, oh, someone did a hand gesture, and that's why they attacked the men. But they said that there is no hand gestures in these clubs. They don't have hand gestures like, oh, go do this, and it makes them all do that. It sounds like a group fun. Sounds like a good Friday night, right? Hey, Insane Wheels is in the building. Shout out to Mike Ball. Appreciate you, man. He walked into the bar and got his ass whipped. I don't think he walked into the bar. I think they're getting their facts all fucked up because they said he was already at the bar. This wasn't even this was like where the pagans would hang out. So the War Dogs wouldn't have been hanging out there. So something's not adding up here. I don't know. I think they're getting their facts a little misconstrued. All right, here I got another video for you guys. Let's check this one out.
Preliminary hearings held in Washington County today in connection with a big bar fight between biker clubs last summer. Police say members of the War Dogs and Pagans fought at the 40 Bar and Grill in North Franklin Township last August, fighting with clubs, knives, and gunshots fired into the air outside. Ross Gadati was at the Washington County Courthouse for those hearings.
There were 18 sheriff's deputies in the courtroom for what was a marathon preliminary hearing, featuring testimony from investigators who say the victims in this case were simply men in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they were brutally beaten as a result. Testimony began with the bartender on duty at 40 Bar in Franklin Township, Washington County, the night of the beating. Her name, Julie Couture. She told the court how dozens of members of the War Dogs Motorcycle Club walked into the bar shortly after midnight on October 17th last summer. Couture testified that not long after they arrived, War Dogs member Kenneth Heyman allegedly began attacking Jordan Henderson, who's a member of the Pagans Motorcycle Club, a rival club from that of the War Dogs.
So they're saying that Kenneth Heyman, the guy that was killed on his bike, was the main aggressor in this situation. And they were playing a video over and over and over in court of Kenneth Heyman going up to this person and fighting him. Now, here's another picture of Kenneth Heyman in his colors. He's down there on the bottom. All of his other brothers. So allegedly, he was the sergeant of arms in the War Dogs. And he was the main aggressor in this situation. But what I don't get is, now they're saying that the War Dogs were already at the bar. And they got video of them all in the parking lot. And that's not a pagan member in the parking lot holding a weapon. So I don't know. I think they're misconstruing what really happened, or I don't know. But definitely some details have changed.
He was already at the bar. Some 10 other War Dogs allegedly jumped in and started beating him as well. Couture says that Henderson's face was swollen. Jordan Henderson, who's a member, that not long after they arrived, 17th last summer. Couture testified that not long after they arrived, War Dogs member Kenneth Heyman allegedly began attacking Jordan Henderson, who's a member of the Pagans Motorcycle Club, a rival club from that of the War Dogs. He was already at the bar. Some 10 other War Dogs allegedly jumped in and started beating him.
They're saying he was already at the bar, right? He wasn't at the bar with the fucking War Dogs, so when do the War Dogs come into play? They said he was already at the bar. Listen to what he says.
He began attacking Jordan Henderson, who's a member of the Pagans Motorcycle Club, a rival club from that of the War Dogs. He was already at the bar. Some 10 other War Dogs allegedly jumped in.
They just said that he was already at the bar, right? They said the alleged pagan member was already at the bar. But now they're switching the story and saying that the War Dogs were already at the bar. So who was already at the bar first? That's what I want to know. Who was there first? Because before, this is the only hand gesture I know of. Same, man, same. Thanks, Billy. Thanks for watching. War Dog stepping up. Remember this. Yeah, I reported on this when it first broke out. I was the breaking news of this situation. I'm the breaking news on most of the situations that happen. When they happen, I report on them first.
Started beating him as well. Couture says that Henderson's face was swollen, bloody, beaten, and unrecognizable. Investigators say that Corey Palmer just happened to arrive, also a pagan. He got a bat or an axe handle out and began attacking War Dog members. He went back to his truck, allegedly, grabbed a gun from his vehicle, and began firing in the air. Not long after that, he took off. One of the 10 defendants, a guy by the name of Benjamin Bowman, was charged in the brawl. His attorney says this wasn't anything more when it comes to his client in particular than a nasty bar fight.
This case was frustrating relative to my client because I think it was overblown. They tried to make this out to be a little bit more juicy than what it was. My client was present at a bar where a fight occurred. They tried to attribute that fight to an outlaw motorcycle gang. That's not what this was.
Now, in October of last year, Kenneth Heyman, who allegedly began the assault at the bar against Henderson, was shot to death in White Oak. 3 alleged members of the Pagans motorcycle gang were arrested and charged with Henderson's alleged homicide. Investigators say there is no known connection, at least not now. They're looking into it between what happened at the bar and what happened to Henderson in October of last year. Now, regarding all of the counts against all these defendants, the RICO charges against all of them were thrown out. The judge said there simply wasn't enough evidence for that. The other charges were held for court. 4 individuals remain in the Washington County Jail. 4 remain out on bond. 2 others also in the Washington County Jail waived this hearing today. No trial date has been set. In Washington County, Ross Godotti, KDKA TV.
So they will go to trial, but the racketeering charges have been dropped. And I mean, that's a good thing. They shouldn't be charging them with racketeering over a bar fight. And do you think if someone was at this bar fight and they didn't participate in the fight, should they be charged? Because they're charging 10 people. I mean, it must be. Do you think it's the 10 people that were on video? And did they charge the alleged pagan that was in the parking lot that shot the gun in the air and all that? I didn't hear them anything about that, right? It's weird. I don't know. Something about this case ain't adding up. Because they're saying that, guilt by association. A lot of times that's what it is. I mean, look at the situation down there in Texas. They charged every single person that was down there at Waco. Every person with racketeering and all this shit, organized crime charges, every single person, none of them talked. Out of all of them, no one talked. And they ended up dropping the whole case. But it's a little different when it's caught on video. I mean, when you go do something and it's on video and they're playing it over and over in court, I mean, listen, face the facts. That's on you if you go do something and it's caught on video. I mean, you got yourself in trouble, basically. I mean, you know these places have fucking video. Yeah, it is pretty convenient how they put that sign up right after all this situation happened, right? What did the sign say? No colors or something in this bar? So we got another case to talk about. Out of Kansas City, Missouri. and then another one out of Tennessee. So Kansas City, Missouri, motorcycle gang member pleads guilty for armed assault on rival. Los Valeros motorcycle gang, a man as part of that was pleaded guilty to his involvement in an armed assault against a member of a rival club. So allegedly, this is a support club for the Pagans. Graham Gaddis, 41 years old, of East Ridge, Tennessee, pleaded guilty Friday to 1 count of assault with a dangerous weapon and 8 of racketeering, as well as 1 count of possession of a firearm during a retaliation of a crime of violence. Gaddis is accused of chasing and forcing a lone rival gang member from the road in Blue Springs, Missouri, during an incident on September 17, 2022. Court documents say multiple members of Gaddis' gang were armed with guns and at least one with an axe handle when they confronted the victim on the side of the road and shot the man 7 times. Under federal statutes, Gaddis faces a sentence of no less than 5 years and up to life in prison without parole. A sentencing hearing is yet to be scheduled. I'll bring you guys more information as it becomes involved with that situation. I mean, this shit just gets crazier and crazier. So many people get caught up with all this craziness. A Chattanooga man led officers on a chase that reached 120 plus miles an hour, police say. Wanted Chattanooga man faces several new charges for leading police on a high-speed chase that started in Shallowford Road and ended on Roseville Boulevard. Chattanooga police saw a black Nissan Altima traveling 60 miles an hour in a posted 30-mile-an-hour zone, according to an affidavit obtained by the news. Once officers attempted a traffic stop at Tunnel Boulevard and Shallowford Road, the driver reportedly accelerated and fled from police at a high rate of speed. At one point during the chase, police say he was going over 120 miles an hour. The driver, who was identified as Daryl Bridges, had felony warrants for his arrest. He eventually stopped at Roseville Boulevard, where police arrested him for speeding, evading arrest, and reckless endangerment. Online court records show he had already facing aggravated burglary, domestic assault, kidnapping, and drug charges. His next court appearance will be Friday, January 16th. I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. So there is a GoFundMe page for a man up in, I believe it's Mass, who was involved in a motorcycle crash, and he's looking for some help. If you guys want to help him, I'll leave a link in the description of this video for his GoFundMe page. He's got a lot of injuries, I think broken ribs and all this. He was involved in a motorcycle crash, and if you guys can donate, anything will help. If you can't donate, please share. Please share this GoFundMe page, please. Let me get the link for you guys. They already raised $3,900. They're looking for $15,000 for his medical expenses and stuff like that. So if you guys can help, it's much appreciated. His name's support fighter John's Long Road to Recovery. So he's an alleged fighter. He was involved in a motorcycle crash. So if you guys can help out, the GoFundMe is in the link, and I'll put a link in the description of this video. And I'll put it in the in the community page too. If you guys can help out. Anything helps, $5. Anything you guys can donate. It's much appreciated. What's up for this weekend? What are you guys up to this weekend? So there's a link in the description of this video too. Let's see. Shopping with my minions? Good luck with that one. All right, the GoFundMe page is up on the community tab. And there's a link in the description of this video, and there's a link in the chat. So go help out. $5, $2, anything you guys can do. It's much appreciated. If it was you, I would do it for you guys. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. When more information comes available, I will bring you guys more information. And maybe I'll do a deep dive on this situation. Maybe I'll put it all together. I'll record a pre-recorded video. Mountain Woman, how you doing? Thank you for joining me today. Happy weekend. Do you guys think that would be dope? Should I do that? And do a pre-recorded video about this whole situation from a timeline? I mean, I can do that. Hit that like button before you leave, please. Hey, Nomadic Pirate, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. Happy weekend to all of you guys. Thank you to the people who have bought hoodies and t-shirts. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be giving away some more t-shirts and hoodies and things like that. I'm going to give I got to send out this batch, and then I will be letting you guys know. We got a lot of big things going on, so the future is looking pretty damn bright. Thank you guys all for joining me today. I really appreciate you. We got a lot more content on the way. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's, brother's, sister's friend about Chatting with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chatting with Staxx. Every dollar goes a long way. Or you can donate through Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chats, Zelle, all that good stuff. If you want to tell your story on Chatting with Staxx, just email me at billstax2021@gmail.com. And if you are a part of a motorcycle club, I don't need to know about all the inside workings of the club. I just want to know your story, how you got involved, and things like that. So I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. Have a safe weekend. And remember, don't be a bitch. Peace.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.